Hi there. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with my PowerPoint. And there we go. I'm so excited and happy for the opportunity to share what I found. I'm Agent Jepson, and this is my presentation for my Psychology 307 class. I am so stoked to share with you what I've learned about treating the rigid marriage. There is hope through diverse treatment for those with OCPD and their spouses. So let's get started with a story. So first, I wanted to emphasize how OCPD, the personality disorder, is different from OCD. There was a woman, she went to treatment for OCD. She went to the OCD and anxiety treatment centers, and she did intensive outpatient care, which means she was there for months, every day for hours, treating her OCD with exposure and response therapy. So she was being exposed to things that scared her, and it was really helping with her OCD. But she noticed that some things really worked and really helped. Some things didn't. She was kind of confused. So she was talking with her therapist, and he let her know that as well as having OCD, she also had obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is a bit more ingrained than OCD. And she realized that the treatment there would not treat her OCPD. He recommended that she go somewhere else. She felt kind of let down, but she knew that there is treatment out there somewhere, surely, right? She wanted to know what she could do to help treat her newly found personality disorder. Now, if you can't tell already, that girl is me. I've made a lot of progress, and this is part of my journey of treating my OCD and my OCPD and what I've learned. So, what is obsessive compulsive personality disorder? What are the hallmarks of it? Well, the main traits, currently there's 8 main diagnostic traits. They're still being discussed. Some of them are more consistent than others in being reliable as an indicator of this personality disorder. Some of them include miserly spending, hoarding. Those are some of the ones that are not as defined, like if they're actually part of the disorder. There's also some of the main ones like inflexibility, rigidity, maladaptive perfectionism, stubbornness, not wanting to agree. There's excessive devotion to work, and there is re hesitation to delegate out tasks. So wanting to do it all themselves. But I really like this picture because it shows that in a world with perfect lines and perfect order to everything, there can be isolation. You can feel very alone when you feel like you are doing everything right, but no one else around you is. So that is, in a nutshell, what OCPD is. So it is estimated that around 2 to 8% of the population has this personality disorder. Now, it often goes misdiagnosed. It can go under the radar because it looks like other things, or often, they don't think that they have a problem because it's a personality disorder and they believe it's the right thing to do. In fact, this visual is really nice because people might often push others away um, and they maintain their hard set ways, and that can lead to difficulties in relationships, which we'll discuss. Whereas OCD is very ego dystonic, meaning it bugs them, it creates unrest in them. They're so disturbed by their obsessions, compulsions. Whereas OCPD, the personality disorder we are discussing today, they believe they're doing the right thing. And that's why it's especially hard. It can interfere with treatment. So, can interfere in marriages. This is huge. These issues that OCPD brings up can cause widespread contention and tension within the house. The the partner with OCPD may feel that their ways are not being honored or met, and they might feel let down or betrayed by their partner. And this can create confusion. It can create lots and lots of issues. So I really want to explore how OCPD can interact with the spouse, what that can create. And so one case study that I found said that there was a spouse with OCPD, And it said the idea of being morally superior led him to isolate himself. Now, this is really dangerous. This isn't just isolation, from everyone. It's more detailed than that. It's in communities, it's in workplaces, it's from your own children, it's from your own spouse. And these levels, the deeper you get, as you get hit the familial level of isolation, this is what leads to stuff like suicide or other huge mental health issues that can get really dangerous. So, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this, and I wanted to know what answers are there for not just those with OCPD, but for their spouses, right? For their family members. And I want answers for these because currently, well, for the next slide, OCPD and treatment, currently there's no golden standard. So you know how OCD has ERP, right? Or CBT as its golden standard of treatment. There's currently nothing for OCPD. And in my search, I have found something that I believe will work. So let's dive into obsessive compulsive personality disorder and different methods of treatment. Right. There's a lot here, a lot of fun stuff. So in my search, I came to the conclusion that the answer, the key to this hard issue, very sensitive one, is an interdisciplinary approach. I know that different facets of treatment can really help different individuals. One versus the other might really benefit from one form versus the other and their spouse. And I believe that integrating the spouse into this multifaceted treatment is one of the ways that this disorder and its symptoms can be alleviated. So let's look at compassion-focused art therapy up here. Very cool, right? Radical. We're combining the arts, the humanities, art therapy with, psychology. It's more of a science. And CFAT, or compassion-focused art therapy, kind of blends elements of what we see down here, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. There's newer stuff too. Down here, we see a study done in 2026 about OCPD and radically open dialectical behavioral therapy, RODBT. I'm very excited to see where this goes, and I am heavily considering that and on all of these for treatments for myself. And I'm super excited to involve my own husband in these treatments because I know that that can build the bridges of understanding if the spouse is involved with these different approaches and eventually, I want to be tailored for individuals and their families, kind of see what works best for them, right? One of my favorite options I found is bibliotherapy. This is so cool. Imagine reading a self-help book together. Not just you, but your spouse too. You can talk with each other about what you're finding, what you're learning. There's also ACT, or acceptance and commitment therapy, which has been around for a while, but it is just keeping going. And it's doing very well in terms of how it interacts with certain disorders, such as this one. There's also metacognitive interpersonal therapy, which focuses on those, interpersonal relationships, such as between spouses, modus. So, all in all, there is hope for individuals and their spouses. There's hope for these people with OCPD. There's hope for their marriages, for their children, for the tension and the disruption that they feel within themselves and their families. And I believe that this answer is found through interdisciplinary treatment, combining lots of different things, reading, writing, art, science, psychoeducation. There's so much that can be done to help these people. And by involving their spouse, we can go further than we've ever gone just by ourselves. Thank you so much.